What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video we are going to be doing a small little review of the Redmi Note 5 Pro. Yep, I finally have it. I don't know how I managed to get it offline, but still I finally have it. I've been using this phone like almost for 1.5 days and I'm in literally love with it. But in today's review, we are just not only reviewing the phone, but we are going to take a look at whether it's worth it to pay like 4,000 more for the Pro version if you are already going for the Redmi Note 5, if you want to save your money. Cause literally if I just do a normal review, at the end of the day I would be getting the comments only calling me "तू बच्चा है, हम technical गुरुजी देखेंगे." So yeah, I would be comparing it with the Redmi Note 5. So starting with the design, from the back you have metal finish which has been upgraded. It's a bit more sticky, so yeah, you have a more firmer grip. You have fingerprint scanner, the dual cameras with the flash in middle, just like iPhone X. On the top you have a IR blaster. On the bottom you have speaker, headphone jack, and again, just like Redmi Note 5, you don't get Type-C over here. Yes, it's 2018 and we still don't get a Type-C connector. I thought Xiaomi was done with micro USB since like MIA one. So yeah, this phone is not actually future proof for faster charging. So on the hardware perspective, it doesn't even feel like a 14,000 rupee phone. Like literally in this city where I live, people are ready to pay 22,000 rupees for the 6GB RAM version. 6GB RAM version almost goes like for 18,000 rupees on offline markets, but seriously 22k for this thing is nuts. Like how the fanbase of Xiaomi India actually is, like literally it's crazy. Well, without wasting any time, let's just come to the main specs. You get a Snapdragon 636 over here, first in any kind of phone. And then again, video viewing experience is amazing. You get normal amount of saturation, it's not over or below. Then you get deeper blacks too. And if you get like a black Redmi Note 5 Pro, I have a white and gold version over here. As you can see, the experience will be much more immersive. Yes, I am getting actually a black one. This is just a review unit. Mine would be coming next Sunday. And for the price, the speakers are actually good too. Yeah, you can listen some stuff. And then again, coming to the software, MIUI is still MIUI. There is nothing changed in it. Well, it's much more easier to use it on a bigger screen. You get more info on one page, such as in the security and the settings app. It's much more easier to use. But for the Note 5 and the Note 5 Pro, I did think it's pretty much optimized. Like 636 is the processor which will take you near Snapdragon 820 performance. It's not as same as Snapdragon 820, but it will take you near that. I didn't feel that kind of raw performance in it. It still has it. You can use it in gaming, but for your normal day-to-day usage, the phone of course doesn't like. It performs as near as a Galaxy S9, but what you expect from a MIUI 9 optimization is still not there. And this phone just randomly crashes the camera multiple times when I was testing it, and then again the phone just freezes. And it's on the latest patch, and we still don't have 4K recording on the latest patch, which is, I still don't know what Xiaomi is doing. Snapdragon 625 phones have 4K recording. This processor is capable of recording Quad HD 60 FPS, and Xiaomi is not even giving us 4K. Literally marketing. Well, talking about recording, let's just come to the camera. Well, you get two sets of camera over here. As you can see, they are beautifully placed just like iPhone X. We have a flash in middle, which doesn't make any sense as iPhone X had to actually place the dual stabilizers. We don't have anything like that over here. It's just the design perspective. And yes, the camera is protruding out of the body and you will actually end up scratching it. But Xiaomi is kind enough to actually give us a rubber casing inside the box. So yeah, you have been covered, because literally this phone wobbles if you keep it on a table. Compared to the Mi 1, which actually had one of the best dual camera setup in the price, this is 12 plus 5 megapixel. It's not 12 plus 12, but I'm quite actually happy that this telephoto lens actually zooms when compared to the Mi 1. Mi 1's camera, if you zoom in, it's just couple of jagged boxes. There is nothing there. The secondary camera is extremely good for portrait, but over here portrait works as good as Mi 1 because the algorithms are same. But this 5 megapixel camera is much more sharper than the 12 megapixel one on the Mi 1. Well, if you talk about the low light quality which Xiaomi has been talking about, it's still as like another YouTubers, I'm also going to say that this phone is as same as like Redmi Note 4 in low light quality, but in daylight, hands down one of the best cameras that you can get in this price point. Usually I don't actually provide you guys with camera samples cause you are watching this video in 1080p at max, I guess, and you will not get actually the feel of it. But over here I'm just going to show you. These are like best photos I have taken with under 15,000 rupee phone. Like the color accuracy is mind blowing. These are almost the accurate colors that I was seeing in real life. They are not boosted such as the Samsung phones, or they are not even like underpowered like the Vivo or Oppo. It's like as color accurate as in real life and sharp too. And the portrait mode again, it's getting better and better. On the front, you get a 20 megapixel shooter, which is pretty sharp to be honest. I'm really impressed with it. But the dynamic range on the front camera kinda sucks. And again, it's a fixed focus camera. So if you like hold it like meter away from your phone with a selfie stick, you will get an extremely blurred image. So I will kinda recommend you to use your full hand while taking a selfie with it. And then again, you now get a portrait mode on the front, which I really like. It works as perfect as the rear, but you do get an additional flash on the front, which I really like. Now then again, as I talked about recording, it doesn't have 4K. 1080p recording is just, what the fuck? It's horrendous to be honest. Xiaomi must give a 4K recording option to this thing. And then again, performance. The first phone is Snapdragon 636. Well, if you're expecting that Snapdragon 636 performance blazing through you, it's not quite there. As I told you before, it freezes, it lags. But in gaming, I have tested one of the most heavy games that you can test right now, PUBG on Android. On medium settings, I was getting solid 30 FPS throughout the whole gameplay with almost no hiccups. That may be my ping issue, but the processor is almost more than powerful for a 1080p display. You can actually expect this phone to get even faster with MIUI 10. And then again, RAM options 4 and 6. Honestly, if you ask me, 6 gigs is almost more than enough for even a 3K display. On the Galaxy S9, it has a 6GB RAM. On 3K display, almost none of the apps actually reload. So 4GB is more than enough. And then in terms of security, Xiaomi, almost I can remember, from the start had quick fingerprint scanners. But Xiaomi has actually inserted a face unlock in this thing, thanks to that 20 megapixel camera. But the speed of unlocking it is as same as the Redmi Note 4 with a 5 megapixel front camera. I guess Redmi Note 4 has a 8. It takes the same time, and then again, I don't even trust the face unlock on Galaxy S9. So yeah, I would really not suggest you to use that. And the final verdict. Is it really worth paying the 4,000 more over the Redmi Note 5? Well, if you are on a tight budget, for example, I have seen some people who literally have saved 1,000 rupees of their month to buy a next Xiaomi phone, you will be better enough with a Redmi Note 5, as you will probably use that phone for almost more than 2 years and you will end up with a custom ROM. So already custom ROMs are available on the Redmi Note 5 and it would be getting treble as Redmi Note 4 has. Snapdragon 625 is extremely versatile. So yeah, you are covered on that part. And then again, in terms of performance, Snapdragon 625 is still good. In battery life, 636 is almost as good as 625, but 625 will get you almost 2 hours more screen on time than this processor. Then camera, you are getting the same camera as the MI A1 on that thing. So in low light, don't expect anything from Xiaomi phones. But in broad daylight, again the camera is more than good for the price that you are paying. And build quality and screen, as same as Note 5 Pro if you are lucky with it. If you are that kind of guys who are ready to pay 22k right now for a Pro, or like me who is ready to pay 18k for this thing, you can go for it. And then again, the dual camera setup is worth it to be honest. If you're a pure photographer, it's more than worth it to be honest for you. And that's pretty much it guys, thanks for watching. Huge thanks to Tara Mobile Collection, who are the authorized Xiaomi retailer in the whole of Raigad, for providing me this Redmi Note 5 Pro. And just thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.